guys, welcome to Mono Man Fishing, and if you're new, welcome aboard. Mono Man Fishing, I got all my notes right here, because I want to explain to everybody what Mono Man Fishing's all about. Of course, we're old school. I'm old. We're talking about old school tactics, but the number one thing is I want to try to save an angler money. An angler on a budget. An angler has a family, a couple of kids, has that one tournament a month maybe. Or maybe a retired guy like me that retired on a measly little Social Security check, maybe a little VA money, and really can't afford to go to the big game, to the big tournaments. But I fish anywhere from 2 to 3 tournaments a month as a retired, and I can. So why should I be talking to you? Because I've had 40 years plus of experience tournament fishing, and call me the Mono Man because it's all I use, monofilament. Why? Save money. Let me explain something to you. Anybody have any idea out there in YouTube land what the world record fish is on 4-pound test fishing line? You can look it up, Google internet. It was set by Leo, I won't destroy his name, Kostermans, who on August 10th, 1995 landed a 573-pound Atlantic blue marlin on 4-pound test line. It's actually a saltwater gig where they try to land massive fish on minimum amount of line. So you can land big fish on very small line. Of course, the conditions and everything you have to take into factor. But if you have inspirations to go pro, that's fish the top level of FLW, top level of MLF, the top level of Bassmasters, those kind of things, then you probably need to, spend all kinds of money on the best equipment you can get. But if you're looking to fish weekend tournaments, save money, spend your money wisely, I'm going to talk about a lot of things in my videos. But today we're going to talk about monofilament line. Saving your money right there. That's how you're going to save a lot of money. If you do use braid, you have to buy monofilament line to back that reel up so your braid doesn't slip, or fluorocarbon. I should regress, monofilament or fluorocarbon, but I'm all about mono. And then B, you have to put a leader on it of some sort that's not braid, and so you've got the cost of mono or fluorocarbon and the braid all to spool one reel. With monofilament, that's all you have to buy. One type of line, whatever pound test you want to put on that reel, and that's your cost. Speaking of cost, let's look at some more numbers. I did this about a week ago, but I'm sure the numbers are still on spot on or close. So 150 yards of Green Power Pro braid 8X, that's 8 strand, 15 pound, that's 150 yards of 15 pound braid is $22.97. 150 yards, that's, in my opinion, one spool. I got some bait casters probably carry more than that. There, another popular brand, the Yoziri, 15 pound braid, 150 yards, and all these prices are on Amazon. I got these directly off Amazon. Again, 150 yards of Yoziri, 15 pound braid is $14.99, a little cheaper than the Power Pro 15 pound, which is $22.97. Go round, I'll call it 23, and we're going to round to 14 up to 15. So we got 23 and 15 for 150 yards. Okay, let's say you need a lot more line now. 1,200 yards of Suffix 20 pound braid on Amazon today is $121 86 cents. Might as well call that 122. All right. Now this is one of the reasons I use trilene. And I buy mine like this. 900 yards. 900 yards of green trilene big game, which is my primary mono. 15-pound test is a whopping $8.74 on Amazon today. Let me repeat that. 900 yards of Berkeley trilene big game, and I use the green. It seems to me to disappear better in the water. Is $9. $8.74 rounded up to $9. You got to be able to see the cost right there. I mean, and if you're backing your reels, putting on your braid like you should, and put on your leaders, you're not only buying braid, but you have to buy the mono or fluorocarbon also. So right there, you're saving money just by going mono. And again, if you are going totally professional, then the money shouldn't matter. But you gotta have money to go professional. We all know that. It's not cheap. Counting, not just going to a 4-day tournament where you're going to burn 4 tanks of gas, use 4 days of bait, use 4 days of oil, 4 days of everything, the vehicle driving there and back. But you got maybe 3 days of practice. You got a whole week, 7 days down there, spending money on fuel, ice, fuel for the vehicle and the boat. My boat's oil injected, so it cost me oil. Of course, your 4-stroke models wouldn't, but besides all that, it's expensive. So, from monoman to you, if you're a weekend tournament angler in an electric or regular bass boat, rig engine boat tournament, kayak, I don't care, fishing from the bank, you do not need to spend the money on 65-pound braided line. You don't have to have 65-pound braided line to catch a 2-pound bass out of some grass. I mean, let's get real, folks. So, what else are we going to talk about today? I got, let me tell you where I'm currently fishing and what I have fished in the past, give you an idea of my background. Currently today, I fish with the Gordon County Bass Club. It's a good club for guys that have a gas-powered boat, bass boat. My boat is a Skeeter 190SX, or SX 190, I guess if I say it properly. Has a Yamaha VMAX 150 on the back of it. Its top speed's probably 50 miles an hour with me and my partner and all our gear. It's competitive. She's old school, but maybe she runs. And on the front end, I've got 80-pound, 24-volt trolling motor. It's the Motor Guide 5 XI or IX. It's got spot lock and all that good stuff. And spot lock's very important. We'll talk about that in another video. It's one of the inventions that turned the fishing world around. It eliminated anchors out of your boat. Spot lock was spot on. So, also I fish with the DeLoniga John Boat Anglers. It's electric, all electric boats. Electric tournament fishing, I really enjoy that because you get like private lakes. Here in Georgia we have one called Hollis Latham, and it's only open certain hours a day. It's a wonderful place to fish. It's got really quality fish in it, and it's well run. I think it's $50 a year for a pass, and if you don't have passes, it's $5 a day to fish. So it's well worth the money for a great day of fishing. You're not going to have jet skiers running over you or pontoon boats coming by and all that stuff. It's a kayak and an electric canoe, those kind of things only. I want to regress and go back to the Gordon County Bass Masters, Gordon County Bass Club here in Georgia. If you're looking to fish a tournament, and you're tight on funds. You got the family, you got the job, you got the boss, you got the everything that goes along with life as we're moving through this world, and you get that chance to fish. You want to invest your money well. This club, and you can compare other clubs, and I'm just using it as an example. There may even be room in it to fish. So if you're in the Georgia area, you might check them out. It was $110 per boat to join for the year. So my partner and I split that. That's $55. Then an entry fee into an 8 tournament is $70. That includes big bass. So that's $35 a piece. So you pay that $110 once a year, then you pay $35 a tournament. And if you're $70 a tournament, you're splitting it with your partner, it's $35. If your partner can't fish with you for some reason, or you can't fish with your partner, one of you can fish, but again, you still have to pay the full $70. So that's $70 per boat per tournament, $110 once a year to join the club. That's doable. That's right in my budget. I think it's most people's budget for that experience. We fished the big lakes. We had Carter's last week, which I got a new trolling motor on now. My trolling motor, what do they call it? Memory board, main control board went out on me and it died, so got another one on there. We got Lake Weiss in Alabama, great lake, fished it quite a few times. Coming up on Saturday, it's great. The downside, it's supposed to be raining, lightning, with winds up to 30, 35 miles an hour. Whoopee, we don't like that. But you know what? The fish are already wet and they don't know it's raining. All right, so, and then every June, first weekend in June, I fished up at Lake Watts Bar, the St. Jude's Hospital Benefit Tournaments. And if you just want to fish weekend tournaments or fish those tournaments, maybe not in a club, whatever you fishing opens, highly recommend going with anything that benefits veterans, children, hospitals. Maybe there was a fellow angler that fell into hard times or has some horrible disease he's fighting, or anything that benefits. I think those are well worth it. They usually pay 60-40. In other words, 60% of all the total monies goes out to the angling and 40% goes to the benefit, whatever that was. Several of your tournaments you'll find, we had a fellow angler with the ABA. He had cancer, family struggling. They had a benefit tournament for him. And far as I saw, I can't say I saw everyone, but I know I saw 2 individuals. I believe it was first place and third place, or it might have been first and second, that as soon as they got the winnings, turned around and gave it right to their family. So a lot of us fish those just to help other anglers, other people, and I'm big on the children. Red Cross, the Children's Hospital has tournaments all over the United States, all over. So if you're looking to do some kind of tournaments, they usually run about $100 per boat. It's usually a team tournament. Hey, I say, yeah, go out and fish those. Get you some experience. Maybe you luck up and fall on top of a big fish and actually take home some money. And they have great raffles and stuff. Anyway, just rambling on, but I believe it's a great cause. All right, so I fish electric. I fish with the Gordon County. Hard to get words today. Gordon County, and I fish benefit tournaments. I usually fish 2 to 3 tournaments a month. All my tournaments so far have been on Saturday. With the Gordon County, there's 2 night tournaments a year. This year it'll be on Altoona and Carter's. Those start at 7 p.m. and end at like 2 in the morning, I think. And I personally am not a big fan of night tournaments. It's just me. But I'm familiar with both these lakes, so I feel like, we'll operate the boat safely. And just be safe out there and catch a lot of fish. So what I have done is I pretty much honed my skills down in Florida. I worked for a little startup company back in the 80s, early 80s, called Home Depot, and out of Atlanta, Lawrenceville, Georgia area. And they sent me down to Florida in '85 to open new distribution centers, stores, move the company along. Best thing that could have happened to me. I went down there, I got into their Bass Federation. The Georgia Bass Federation, the 80s, 90s, and 2000 was impeccable. It was great. I became president of South Pasco Bass Masters. I was treasury for South Pasco Bass Masters. I fished the FLW, the Red Man, the BFL, fished the Florida Bass Federation. What else we fished? Of course, benefit tournaments when we could. I fished with a little club called Pond Jumpers, which I think the horsepower limit was at 35, but that's prior before everything else. I joined and fished with Lakeland Bass Masters, and pretty much honed all my skills right there on those Florida lakes. You name a Florida lake, major Florida lake, I've probably been on it. I can't think of any major lake that I haven't fished in Florida. So that's my experience. I would like, at my age now, is to share my experiences with you and pass it on. I've got a young fellow named Chase. I believe he's this many, as he tells me. This many or this? I'm not sure. We'll see Chase when we get. And we're going to go fishing with Chase, because I'm going to show you how to take a child fishing. It's much different than when you go fishing, and we're talking a small child that's this many, somewhere around there. All right. So, what else are we going to talk about today? So we're going to talk about Lake Wise. We are going to Lake Wise to fish, and I am going to start off the morning with crankbait. This is a little square bill, shallow diver. We're going to see it. There's a shallow in the water column. And if they're not, we're going to go with my wiggle wart. This bad boy right here dives 6 to 8, maybe get it down to 10, about the 8-foot range. Sweet little bait. Then, because I know this time of year and what's happening, I'm going to pull out my secret weapon. Don't tell anybody. The Pop-R. Alright? So, it's the middle of March. They should be pulling up to go on bed in shallower water. The fishing reports for Wise say they are. We'll see. Pop-R. Wind protected coats. And then we're going to hit those docks. What do you think I'm going to use? Oh, there it is. The good old... Yeah, bear with me here, folks. Creature bait. Watermelon red. 1/4 ounce. I want that puppy to fall pretty slow. We'll tear it up around there. And of course, as always, I love a jig this time. Well, I love a jig year round, but especially this time of year. I love that jig. That's a 3/8 ounce finesse jig. I want that slow fall. And my partner's going to be throwing an A-rig. I think he said a 1/2 ounce jig, a heavier jig, because you're going to see, just because you like a slow fall doesn't mean the fish like a slow fall. So we're throwing jigs. He's going to throw a jig that's heavier, falls faster, maybe in a pumpkin color. I might throw well, you see him throwing the black and blue, 3/8 finesse. We'll test that area out. What else is going on? The weather's supposed to be horrible. It's supposed to be like I said earlier, 30-mile-an-hour winds, sometimes 50 mile-an-hour gusts. Rain, thunder, lightning. I hope no lightning, but we'll be around docks. We're going up in the protected coves anyway, because that's where the fish are going to go. And I hope that the rain will even push them up in there more. I think the windy weather and all that will. So, hey guys, we're going to talk a lot more things on the Mono Man fishing, and some of the videos I'm going to put out. I've got some set up, but I haven't released them yet. But we're going to talk about doing your homework, and it's real important that you do your homework before you go to a lake, river, or any body of water. What's the best knot to tie and when to tie it? And I would tell you, when I put that video out here in a couple of weeks, I'm going to tell you exactly the best knot to tie. Exactly. Prepping for a tournament. What all you got to do to prep for a tournament? Clean your boat, your gear, your mind. You need to do everything. Keeping a record of your tournaments. I have in my box here a little book, and after every tournament, I will, even sometimes during, I will put the tournament date, the lake we're fishing, everything I can know to put in there. Water temperature, air, what the weather was like. Then when we catch fish, I'll make notes of what we caught them on, how, everything. So I can go back to that notepad, and I was like, oh, we're going to Lake Weiss again this year? Let me see what happened. Oh, it's in April also? We went to April last year. And we can compare and do part of doing your homework. Oh, we'll talk about culling. We'll talk about how long you fish a spot in a tournament. Do I spend 20 minutes here? Do I spend a half hour? Am I 10 and out? What's the time frame? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about mastering your electronics. Very important. We need to do that. And what else? I don't have forward-facing sonar. Can't really afford it, but I can still do the same thing those guys with forward-facing sonar can do, and I'm going to show you how to do it the old way. The old way. But getting on fish, staying on the fish, and catching those fish. Let's see. Becoming one with nature. We're going to talk about that too. A lot of you young anglers today have lost touch with Mother Nature. It's not your fault. It's really not your fault, because it's your environment. But you really need to learn how to get in touch with Mother Nature. The fish will tell you what they're doing most of the time. The weather, the birds, the temperature, the water clarity, all of that's Mother Nature telling you, hey, over here with the swim bait. So we'll talk about that. Of course, we talked about taking excuse me so much. Of course, we talked about taking Chase fishing. We'll be doing that from the bank. He's very like 4 or 5 years old, young boy, and I want to show you how you take a young child fishing, because it's very important that we pass this down to our younger generation. And I say younger, I mean younger. When my daughter was 10 years old, she's of course married, kids, grown adult now, everything. When she was young, around 10, I used to take her across from our subdivision. There was a golf course, and they had big ponds. I used to take her, and a couple of the neighborhood boys go, hey, you going fishing? Yes, we are. We're holding fishing poles and everything. Can we go? Sure. My 10-year-old daughter would sit there and bust 2 and 3 pound bass back to back on artificial baits, to the point the boys would get upset and go home. I was tickled about it, but she didn't even realize what she was doing, because I had taught her at a very young age how to fish. So, one I'm really going to dive deep in is knowing the rules. You need to know your rules of the tournament, trail, or event that you're fishing. And there's many, many, many more. So I just want to say, here at MMF, Mono Man Fishing, we want to get engaged with you. We want to know what you want to see, send me your comments. I mean, anything. I mean, you might even send something I hadn't even thought of yet that a lot of other people are interested in. And of course, your critiques about my videos would deeply be appreciated. I always want to make better videos. So thanks for spending your valuable time with the Mono Man today. And we hope you join us in the future for more exciting Mono Man fishing videos. Of course, always like, comment, and follow, share, whatever. New at all this. But I just wanted you to know where I stand, what we're going to be trying to do for you guys, especially in the budget saving department. I mean, that's, I think, real important to a lot of fishermen in today's world. Is saving money, having fun, but being competitive at the same time. So until next time, as always, tight lines.